We are experiencing the excitement of being in the spiritual presence of our beloved martyrs. At the very beginning of my words, I respectfully commemorate our martyrs who gave their lives to make Anatolia our eternal homeland. I pray for mercy from God for Sultan Alparslan, the victorious commander of the Battle of Malazgirt, and his brave soldiers. On this occasion, I also remember Professor Dr. Ahmet Haluk Dursun, who passed away in a tragic traffic accident 6 years ago on the road to Alat, and pray that God blesses him with paradise and beauty. On this exceptional day, when we bear witness to the epic of those who forged iron with iron and shaped Anatolia with love, I sincerely thank every honest brother who has warmly embraced myself, our cabinet, and our delegation. We see that Alat, the city with the title Capital Islam, along with Bel and Buhara, has rapidly reached its deserved status. Thanks to the remarkable efforts of our Archers Foundation, public interest, especially among our youth, in Alat and Malazgirt is increasing year by year. We are taking necessary steps to ensure that our precious treasures, known as the Orkin monuments of Anatolia, are recognized in proportion to their importance in Turkish history. Last year, our presidential cabinet held its first meeting outside Ankara here. This year, we convened the cabinet in Alat again. At our meeting, we discussed many matters, primarily current economic developments and including the genocide in Gaza. Today, in Gaza, Israel waged a brutal attack on Nasir hospital, resulting in the martyrdom of at least 20 Palestinians, including 5 journalists. The crazed Netanyahu government continues its murderous attacks relentlessly, seeking to destroy all humanity. In this context, we evaluated additional steps our country will take in the upcoming period to stop the massacre in Gaza, deliver more aid to the oppressed people of Gaza, and mobilize the front of humanity. Dear friends, the reality is that the macroeconomic stability and reform program we have been implementing for the last 2.5 years has successfully passed all stress tests. Sabotage attempt by the opposition targeting our economy after the operation against the Istanbul-based criminal organization have thankfully failed. Calls for boycotts against national brands have also backfired thanks to our nation's discernment. They also failed to create the intended perception through our central bank's reserves. The complaint towards the opposition organized abroad to undermine our country returned empty-handed. Neither the Western actors whom they appeared submissive before nor the foreign media outlets where they disparaged their own country paid attention to them. Ultimately, it was not our country and government that lost, but those weaklings who complained about Turkey to foreigners. Our central bank reserves recently reached $176.5 billion, breaking the record in the history of our republic. The recovery in our stock market has accelerated in recent weeks. As the cost of internal and external borrowing falls, trust in the Turkish lira is rapidly rising. The decrease in inflation has continued uninterrupted for 14 months. Inflation expectations have improved across all sectors. On the export front, we have thankfully achieved a record $25 billion. On an annual basis, we are pushing towards a $270 billion mark in exports. I previously shared tourism figures at our last cabinet meeting. In the first 6 months, we broke a record with $25.8 billion. The Industrial Production Index also shows a very positive picture. In June, our industrial production increased by 0.7% compared to the previous month, and by 8.3% compared to the same month last year. Thankfully, we have no issues in employment figures. Our unemployment rate has remained in single digits at 8.6% for 26 months. Despite regional conflicts, global economic uncertainties, and negative campaigns from certain circles, we are reaping the fruits of our economic program in many areas. God willing, we will do even better. Turkey's economy will complete its structural transformation. We see 2026 as a year of reform in economics and are rapidly finalizing preparations for planned reforms. In the first week of September, we will share with the public our medium-term program, prepared with a 3-year vision. Let me once again declare here that Just as we do not tolerate market opportunists who reach for the nation's bread through exorbitant prices, we will not show any leniency to political opportunists who pin all their hopes on the failure of the Turkish economy. Those who exploit public resources and turn municipalities into family estates have reached the end of the road. Our fight against injustice and unlawfulness will continue with the same determination, without slowing down. Dear citizens, we are not just making progress in the economy, but also in new transportation investments. On Friday, August 22nd, we laid the foundation for a strategically important project for our country in the South Caucasus, the construction of the Kars, Idr, Aruk, Deluku railway line, which will open the door to the Zangezur corridor. As you know, the Zangezur Passage is a peace project for our entire region. When all elements of the project are implemented, economic cooperation between Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Armenia will reach a new dimension. We will construct the backbone of this project, the two 24-kilometer-long cars, Idr, Aruk, Deluku Railway, as a double-track, electrified, and signaled line. This route will carry 5.5 million passengers and 15 million tons of cargo annually. When this $2.4 billion project comes into service, the international trade route stretching from China to England will become even more efficient. The project will also connect the Caspian and Mediterranean basins, significantly boosting the production capacity, exports, and transportation infrastructure of eastern and southeastern Anatolia. I wish that the Kars, Idr, Aruk, Deluku railway line, which is so important for both our country and region, will be auspicious. Besides this line, construction continues on our other outstanding projects. In the past 23 years, with investments totaling $64 billion, we have expanded our railways to 13,919 kilometers, including 2,251 kilometers of high-speed train lines. We continue to add new lines. Our aim is to expand our railway network to 17,500 kilometers by 2028 and to 28,600 kilometers by 2053. I believe we will surely achieve these goals, just as we have realized our other dreams. Dear guests, we are facing the problems caused by climate change more frequently. Sometimes it appears as a sudden drop in temperature, sometimes as extreme heat and drought. As you recall, in April, a severe frost affected many provinces, unfortunately damaging many producers. The impact of this frost is still strongly felt, especially in the prices of key products. From day one, teams from the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry have been out in the field to support our farmers, passing on technical information to prevent yield losses in the coming season, and conducting damage assessments with care. We determined that a total of 23 billion lira in insurance compensation was due to 50,300 insured producers. We have paid out 7 billion liras, and plan to pay the remaining 16 billion liras by November. Additionally, we are compensating uninsured producers' damages. We will make approximately 23.5 billion lira in support payments to 420,000 registered producers. Thus, by the end of November, we will transfer a total of 46.5 billion liras to the accounts of 470,000 producers. I want to emphasize, this is not just an aid. It means confidence for our producers, hope for the land, and, God willing, abundance for our tables. Once again, I urge our farmers to protect their labor by taking out TARSUM insurance. Our state offers up to 70% premium support for those who take this step. Another area where the country and nation are fighting together is forest fires. Of the 5,473 fires this year, 4,195 occurred since June 1st. Under the coordination of our General Directorate of Forestry, our volunteers, public institutions, local administrations, and NGOs intervened with a spirit of mobilization. I thank them and pray for mercy on those who lost their lives in these fires, offering my condolences to their families and our nation. Forest fires are not unique to our country. During the summer, Many countries, starting with our neighbor Greece, as well as Spain, France, Portugal, Italy, the United States, and Canada, fought major fires. I extend my well wishes to these friendly countries. Let me emphasize once again, with 27 aircraft, 105 helicopters, and nearly 6,000 land vehicles, Turkey possesses the largest and most advanced fleet in its history. Despite propaganda by chronic oppositionists hoping to profit from disasters, Turkey is recognized globally as a leading country in fighting fires. Looking at total forest wealth compared to similar climate zones, we are ahead of nearly all other countries. Not only are we effective in fighting fires, but we are also very successful in post-fire reforestation. We rank first in Europe and fourth in the world for afforestation. I want to point out that 2/3 of our forests are in areas sensitive to fires. The United Nations predicts that forest fires will increase by 14% by 2030 and by 30% by 2050. According to this grim scenario, we must take precautions and develop a new culture. Considering that 96% of forest fires are caused by humans, it's clear we have a long way to go. Picnic fires, cigarette butts, stubble burning, discarded glass bottles, and careless behavior cause major fires. We ask our citizens for maximum caution until we reach rainy and cooler days. Dear citizens and guests, Turkey is a very big family, with 86 million citizens inside its borders and more than 7 million abroad. Most of our compatriots abroad have been workers who went to Europe since the 1960s. These brothers and sisters are our nation's representatives in the world. Despite all the difficulties, discrimination, and sometimes racist attacks that cost lives, our citizens abroad have turned exile into a second homeland with patience, determination, and sacrifice. They have built human, commercial, economic, and cultural bridges between the countries they live in and their homeland, Turkey. Even from thousands of kilometers away, they rejoiced, hoped, grieved, and worried with us. As a politician who has witnessed the admirable successes of the Turkish diaspora firsthand, I assure you, since our very first days in office, our government has always supported our citizens living abroad, from enabling voting rights to establishing the presidency for Turks abroad and related communities. We have taken many historic steps. Our more than 7 million citizens abroad have more than paid their debt of gratitude to their homeland. Last year, of the 62.2 million visitors to Turkey, 9.6 million, 15.4%, were fellow Turks living abroad. 17% of our $60.5 billion total tourism revenue, $10.3 billion, came from these compatriots' contributions. Despite this, especially this year, I have witnessed serious disrespect towards our citizens living abroad. With apologies, let me say, from opposition MPs calling our expatriates riffraff to insults in media and on social media, we see truly shameful incidents. Let me say this clearly. Our compatriots abroad are not anyone's punching bag for political gain, especially not for the mindless actors of the main opposition. Just like our 86 million citizens, those living abroad are also an essential part of this country, a piece of our own being, no matter their roots, beliefs, sect, or political views. They are our crown. Let everyone know. We will never allow the alienation of those who, through their achievements and struggles, have turned exile into another homeland. With love for their country and homeland, every year, our siblings rush to Turkey and their families. We have not and will not leave them to the merciless, arrogant, and exclusionary mentality of the main opposition. Both our party's foreign relations branch and the relevant state institutions will continue to provide services to our citizens abroad. Similarly, I wish to express the satisfaction we saw this year in the great interest shown in summer curing courses. I wholeheartedly congratulate the 2,540,000 children who attended the courses, which started on June 30th and ended on August 15th. I kiss each and every one on the forehead. This number represents an 11% increase compared to last year. We strive to embody the wisdom that the best among you are those who learn and teach the Quran. As long as the call to prayer rings out from our minarets 5 times a day and Quran recitations echo from our mosques, with God's permission, Turkey will flourish and be free. Its independence and future are guaranteed. No one can change this reality. I especially thank our esteemed teachers, Quran instructors, and muezzins who have illuminated the lives of 2.5 million children this year with the light of our guide, the Quran. With these thoughts, I express my gratitude to the families of martyrs who honored our address after the cabinet meeting. I wish that our 47th cabinet meeting and the decisions we made will be auspicious. Once again, I greet you all with respect and love. Thank you. Bless you all.